Hello again, Nukeshot Motorsport community. This is Supreme Overlord Radish speaking, and the sound is working just fine, so my phone is being turned down now. Oh, hello Joel Ethan, welcome to the stream. Picking up where we left off essentially in the last stream. I do apologise that I couldn't do it all in one sitting, but I had somewhere to be, and I've not really had the most amount of time as of recently. But we are continuing on, of course, 1.34 update. One of the viewers I can confirm is myself looking at chat on my phone, so at the minute it's just you and me, Joel. But anyway, I might as well just continue where we left off. If you want anyone potentially watching this who didn't see the first part, definitely check that out. You'll see me cover quite a bit of content from the update, including first few laps of Autopolis, the new circuit, and some very painful times, mainly involving Mazda Roadsters. But now we move on to the All Japan GT Car Championships and the two new rounds that have been added: Dragon Trail Seaside and Autopolis. So let's start. I'm probably going to be using this, the good old chainsaw from the November update, now with my RE Amelia livery that I designed for it. So very nice. Shame we can't see it because the loading screens are still broken, but whatever. Oh, there we go. At last. Someone liked my activity. Thank you, Chris Law. Yeah, these loading screens are a bit broken, but that's fine. We will continue on. Okay, racing hards. This, I believe, was done to Polyphony BOP, so it's got a bit extra power. Yep, everything seems to be alright. This is going to be interesting. This is the first time they've added events to this championship since the 2008 generation Super GT cars were added, so be interesting to see any new liveries and such. Of course, we've got the regular Group 3 or GT3 traffic to deal with as well, which we're currently starting in the middle of. And the chainsaw, as ever, being a Slide McGee. Does make a fantastic noise. We go around the outside of the sky. Yes, we can. Of course, these guys are not in the same category as us, so relatively easy to get ahead of them. We have superior downforce, superior top speed. We'll take that one. Thank you very much, sir. I think that might be the last of the GT3s. Indeed, that is the case, because there's an interesting looking sort of dark green car up ahead as we make our way through the Death Chicane in a Slide McGee mobile. Oh, there we go. Okay, so a Bullet Express sponsored car there. I think this one's the just the standard Patronus livery car that you can get in the dealership. Of course, these ones in particular, the old gen GT500s, they will not have had their power adjusted like mine has to BOP, which is a shame, but still, that's just how the game works. And here's a Burn sponsored SC430 right there. There we go. Now this is a very interesting looking NSX. Yeah, sort of white and yellow. What is this? It's a Cafe Angel car according to what's on the side. I like that one quite a bit actually. I'm such a nerd for just noticing all these liveries and sponsors. But that's what I do best. Not racing or driving, just nerdy stuff. I'm being very cautious on the throttle here. Helicopter's very low down. Next lap it's probably going to have landed in the middle of the chicane. Now I think that's the last of the 08 spec cars. That looks like an RCF up ahead, so a 2016 generation Super GT machine. Can I? Thank you. It was going over to Defenders, theinsideline.com, but nothing can prevent the Radish from overtaking, at least when it comes to AI. Guy's gonna brake early and far too much. Yep. If only the AI, you know, would brake less in areas like that, then it wouldn't just be like brake checking me constantly. But it doesn't matter. We're past. Helicopter over there again. A little bit too much curb there, and exit curb. Flat through there, stop braking on there. Oh wow. That was nice. Not the most efficient way of getting around a corner, but still nice. Coming up to an NSX, a more modern version of mine. There we go, lad. Easy done. Firmly grasp it, as Patrick once said. There we go. Get the run on the mortal car. Only 3 cars away from first. Hello SJ Gaming in the chat. Nice of you to join us as well. As I'm in a bit of a scrap here with the 2 Lexi. Just about got through that. Little bit of contact, but nothing overly serious. Wouldn't do that in a league race, of course. Well, I probably would, but accidentally. Half reading chat, I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt. So it's another NSX in the first, and it looks like we're also catching the back of the GT3 just again, given the car making its way through the bus stop now. Do you really have to brake that much, though? Oh, 3 wide momentarily. Done and dusted. Now we just gotta survive another 5 laps of this. Making our way through the traffic. There's a Mustang up ahead. The infamous crowd killers. They've been given a blue flag, so they won't be killing me today. Oh, thanks for getting off the racing line there. Much appreciated, Mr. Alfa Romeo. Hi, Roy Guy. Welcome to the stream. We're doing the GT League events at the moment, so Autopolis is the next circuit in this particular series. So that's always something to look forward to, featuring the new content. That was a semi-decent taking of the chicane there, closer to the walls than normal by my standards. There's some more traffic up ahead. What's that one? Is that the Renault R1? Looks like it from here. They're still getting blue flags as I go purple again on the laps. 132.188. The radish is flying today. No Red Bull needed. We're on the outside of the GT3 spec NSX, or Group 3 spec, whichever way you want to view it. Can we break into the 31s? I think we should be able to. If I actually start driving properly. Slipstream. Thank you. There we go. Ooh, I bet I could go flat if I'm brave enough. But I'm clearly not. I'll try it next lap. Why not? Unless I completely bowl the line. Oh, there we go. A bit scared there of that curb. Sort of like sucked me in a bit, but I survived. And we did get into the 131s with a 131.4. We could get into the 130s at this rate. We've got clean track ahead of us, at least for now. There's another car up ahead. I think it's like M6. Yeah, it's white, so it's probably the case. The M power car. Anyway, let's see if I can get through here flat. Downforce, don't let me down now. I think there was a slight lift, but for the most part that was flat. I'll definitely try that again. That was scary, but possible. If you hear any barking in the background, that is my dog. I do apologise for that. We are into the 130s now. Can we get into the 129s, taking a second off every single lap? Oh, that was a bit of a shaky exit. Flat through here, start braking as soon as we touch that curb. Oh, too much throttle. Lift, accelerate, power through, firmly grasp it. What's my optimal? 29.9. Okay. Oh, running a bit wide. Okay, flat, 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 flat. Flat. No, no, not flat. That didn't go that low. Sort of misjudged the turn into the flatter part. It's difficult. It's very difficult. At least by my mentally challenged standards. I haven't got into the 130, the 129s rather. Probably because of that mistake, but I shall try again. Oh, well, there goes the chance of that. We're just gonna have to settle for flat out the chicane again, properly. Maybe a bit of slide McGeeing. Oh, missed that apex quite badly. Oh no. Of course. I'm gonna edit that out after the stream ends. No one saw that. Anyway, flat. Yes! Fantastic! Admittedly, I didn't have the maximum amount of speed I could have from that corner exit by putting it into the wall, but I don't care, because I went flat, and we have won the race. The guys on the pit wall there, cheering for the Supreme Overlord Radish, that I am. And we have gotten ourselves the win in older machinery than quite a lot of the other competitors. On to the next event, featuring the new track, Autopolis. Of course, features on the real-life Super GT calendar, so it makes sense to include it into this championship as well. Going to be a fun time. Just hear the chainsaw again. It does sound more like a chainsaw when I'm actually driving it. I think it's like the gearbox or something. Unless it is VTEC that's making that very weird chainsaw-y noise with the valve timing. But anyway, we are here at Autopolis, not in a Lexus, so we're not having an amazing experience according to this track. But we are here. Look at the acre of runoff that we have. been doing some more custom races and stuff on this against the AI and stuff in time trial as well. I'm really starting to enjoy this track a lot now. However, I haven't driven a Group 2 Super GT machine on it yet. Oh, I'll make a note of that then. That curb is not the friendliest in this car. Oh, and I've outbroke myself, of course. Here's me saying I've been doing all this extra driving on it. Let's go backwards for a moment. Come on, we're out dragging this BMW. No, we're not. No. There we go. No one saw that. No one at all. It actually went back a position from when we started. That's so sad. Can we hit 50 likes? Oh. Okay, go around the outside with the superior downforce. Oh, wow, the sliding. Slide City. More slides than a water park here on the Nukeshot Motorsport YouTube channel. Now we have a lot of ground to make up. 36 seconds in 10 laps. That's 3.6 seconds average. It's now 9 laps anyway, so it's even higher than that. Great stuff. Oh, I ran a bit wide again. Difficult to find the limits of this thing around here. Yep, still sliding around at the speed of sound. Or not quite. Okay, brake at that second board. That seems to be the marker. Late apex. Oh, the hill didn't like me trying that. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so trash bandito. I just am. Anyway, we're coming back up to the green Nissan here, the 08 Gen, the Bullet Express car. As we enter Slide City yet again. Zanavinismo car. I have the InsideLine.com for everything Super GT. Thanks for the F in chat, by the way. It is much appreciated. We're now closing in on the Epson car and the Petronas car. 9th and 8th respectively. Come on. There we go. That should be the last of the 08 Gen cars. So it's just the 16 Gen cars left ahead. Gap's down to 19 seconds, so that's good. Okay, second board. Oh, that was a bit early, but nevertheless, we're round the corner just about. Coming up to... what sponsor's this one? Transurban, going to the back. Buena Vista according to the side, so... and the front sub must be the Buena Vista car, as I would dub it. Oh, yep. Indeed, more slides than a water park. Why did I tap the handbrake there? It's like I'm enjoying this too much. Come on. The speed! Yes. No, stop trying to outbrake me, peasant. No! No one saw that. I'm gonna edit that out. Anyway, back behind the Buena Vista Mobile in blue and yellow. Very interesting colour scheme choice. Is that a Pacific Coast Radio sticker I just spied on the side of that? I think it was. Good taste. Why was I going to the complete opposite side of the track there? Oh. Yep, I shall be banned to the Netherrealm shortly, don't worry. As soon as the stream ends, Livery Workshop is cancelled, as are every other random race commentary in the future, if I do get banned to the Netherrealm. Oh, come on, find an apex, there we go. Coming up to the lurid Nukeshot green car ahead. Thanks for the F again. Oh, we're purple. Nice. Should probably see a doctor about that, but nevertheless, let's continue racing for now. Oh, contact. Fantastic. Why are you braking there, AI? Like, what? Does you not know how to manage your throttle application? Oh, we're going around the outside, are we? Oh no! Things are going terribly. Oh dear. That was the cleanest of overtakes. If you also enjoy clean overtakes, why not check out the Nukeshot Endurance series on Half the Race Gone? Nah, in fairness, it's alright there. It's alright. Not sure about those TSR lot though. Mischievous bunch. Come on. Making our way up the hill. Oh, what was that line? It just sort of had a twitch on again. What's the gap? Oh, great. 12 seconds. 12 seconds. 5 laps. I think the setup that I put up this NSX isn't working as well since this update. It's probably just me complaining and stuff, but I think the physics have changed a little bit to where it's not as effective as before. That was pathetically early braking, Apple. Yep, Slide McGee 2. Coming to a cinema near you, or just this YouTube channel. Oh no, it's gonna happen again, is it? No, we've survived, sort of. Come on. Can I just drive properly, please? There we go. Avoid that curb because it is not friendly. Oh, okay. You're slow through there. Can I go down the inside, please? Boss, please, I need the inside, boss. No, balls! Balls, please! No! I'm so done. Oh, really? Really? This thing is not easy to control around here. How's the update? Yeah, it's good. I'm currently driving on the new circuit that was added, Autopolis International Racing Course, which never featured in Gran Turismo before. I believe Bandits said something about it being featured in a Need for Speed game at some point, which is interesting considering it's a racetrack. But yeah, it's a nice little addition. The cars, 4 of which you can view in part 1, which was streamed yesterday, I want to say. Either yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. Wait, no, it'd have to be yesterday because the update wasn't out the day before. But yeah, that's where we drove those, and in the last race we'll do today, we'll feature the 5th and final car from this update, the McLaren F1 GTR, the Kokusai Kaihatsu UK racing car. That was it, NFS Pro Street. Thanks there, Bandito. It's even got street in the name and it features a racetrack, like what? Should probably look up some gameplay of that. Wonder if like someone like Black Panther's done a let's play of it or something, I don't know. Good old Theo. Anyway, oh, there's a Hyundai there, so going through the GT3 traffic again, that's only going to add to my pains and sufferings. We've got the gap down to 6 seconds to the lead, so if we actually don't bin it, we do have the pace over everyone. 1v1 me, maybe? I'll maybe consider that. Oh. Okay, that was me essentially doing an AI brake check of just braking too early. And but hey, fantastic. I'll accept responsibility for that. Oh, I'll take that position nicely. This is a good test of actually seeing how multi-class does work on a circuit like this, because I know people in the NES community have been saying, oh no, it's too narrow and all that way. It's actually not that narrow when you think about it. It's like turn 1 looks like it narrows significantly because it does compared to the start-finish straight, but the start-finish straight is wide as anything. I just think that, quite frankly, the NES community are a bunch of wimps and they should suck it up. But that's just my opinion. Of course, that's not going to go down well with them lot, is it? But yeah, I mean, it should work fine. Not that I'm confirming it for Season 5 or anything like that. Don't know what tracks will be featured for Season 5. I know Fuji is definitely one with a very decent shot of taking the Japanese round, which we might have 2 Japanese rounds or possibly 3. We don't know as of yet. We don't know anything to do with NES Season 5 really, besides we're getting a little bit of an increase in the Group 1/LMP car roster to increase the variety a bit. So CJ's been working on BOPing every single car, testing them out and such, and then it'll all be revealed as to what cars are actually available when the entries open, I guess, or something. We'll have to see. Anyway, we've made it into the lead. We're purple in Sector 2, I want to say that is. You'd be offended, but you like, yeah, I like it too. It's nice. This corner, especially that one, reminds me a lot of that one downhill corner on Twin Ring Motegi. Sort of like last sector on like the, I want to say the East Course's pit lane straight. That's because they have the main pit lane straight, also used for the West Course, but the East Course's pit lane straight as well. So yeah, it reminds me a lot of the corner after that, in the sense it's downhill and, you know, it sort of levels out at the bottom of the corner. So, quite nice. Very unique challenge to this game. I don't know if there's a corner quite like it in game right now. Of course, this sort of little combination section here. This section there, the sort of double apex, reminds me a bit of a more open section of Blue Moon Bay's double apex hairpin. This sort of long sweeper. Again, interesting, because if you get on the power too early, you will just run wide and onto the grass, potentially spin out. But you also need to maximize your exit. This corner with the elevation change in the middle of it reminds me a lot of the joins at Kyoto Combined that they added, because it's just like really heavy elevation on a hairpin. Really encourages them to steer. As for these, only thing I can vaguely compare them to, I was about to say, was Suzuka S's, in the sense that they're very consecutive, but they're also a fair bit longer than the Suzuka S's, a lot of these corners. Very technical, very challenging, very nice. And that is the race. We have won. We've just had a 141.4. Well, of course it's not 100% the same, because, well, you know, the different circuits and all that, but yeah, I was just thinking, you know, it vaguely resembles that as a corner type. Good memories of Nukeshot Endurance Series, Season 1 or Season 2? Maybe even both, I can't remember. Nah, Season 1, I know for definite. Featured Twin Ring Motegi. Anyway, that concludes that. And now, I believe, yep, there's just one event left. The Group 3 Endurance Series. Also at Autopolis. And we have a new card to show off for that, the McLaren F1 GTR BMW, because BMW engine. It's funny that how we've got two cars with multiple manufacturers in the name. We've got the McLaren Mercedes and we've got the McLaren BMW. Funny how they're both McLarens as well, actually. So I'll be running with the Polyphony BOP on, just so it's not completely overpowered. This is the car that I've been doing most of my driving on this track on, so hopefully more controllable than the Nusuks. Oh, GRM Bandit liked my activity. Thank you, Bandit. Shout out to you. And of course, big up Jack Wilkinson on the cam. I'm on Racing Softs. This is an endurance race. Is this a good idea? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna focus on just making up positions this first stint. Yeah, already a lot more controllable than... Please. Thank you. More controllable than the NSX. He says as he outbrakes himself. Oh dear. Well, it feels heavier than the NSX as well, obviously. with the ballast and such. Fantastic noise as well. This was actually my Nukeshot Endurance Series Season 1 car, the car that me and Ninja Karma, who was known as Funny Troll back then, took to the first ever GT Teams Championship. So, my first ever league racing success. Also took me to my first ever league race win, and the first race, Season 1 Monza. So, glad to have this car back. Maybe it is the secret to me being successful, who knows? Probably not. I think starting on a softer compound is a semi-decent idea actually for the first thing, because the game automatically starts me on not a full tank of fuel. Maybe switch to mediums depending on how the tyre wear is on the softs for the second stint. But right now these softs are very useful for carving up the field. Just hopped on in case you decide to... Maybe after the stream, maybe. The stream will end pretty much after this race, so we'll have to see. I might 1v1 you, but I won't be streaming it or anything. But I would like to start up a 1v1 sort of series where we pitch 2 drivers in a best of 3 challenge sort of thing. I think that would be quite fun on the channel. Like have some classic rivalries going, like Joe versus CJ. Stuff like that, yeah. I'm trying to think of others. Maybe the 2 Martini boys, Gugas versus Splurge. That would be an interesting lineup. As we're pretty much 3 wide. I mean, the 4 GT's got his nose in there. Yeah, glad that you like that idea then. As I overtake my Nürburgring 1 hour and Season 3 car, the RCZ. That was a fun little car to get back involved with driving again. I forgot how good the setup I actually came up with in the end for it was. Worked quite well, just had to adjust the suspension, spring rate and stuff a little bit just to deal with the bumps of Nürburgring a bit easier, stop it bouncing around all over the road. Mika versus Bandit, yeah, could work as an idea. Mika versus Snipperator actually maybe as well, considering they are the Tommy Bros, as they've said on numerous occasions. Good friends. So yeah, rivalries like that. I doubt we'd be able to get Snippy Boy versus CJ to happen for obvious reasons to those in the know, but you know, plenty of ideas and stuff for that. Coming up to Porsche GTE car. It'd be nice if we could have a Porsche GT3 car, like the modern 911 GT3, as opposed to just the RSR, as I've outbroke myself massively. While the tyres are starting to wear a little bit. Fantastic. F, yeah, thanks. I think you said that before I outbroke myself as well, so appropriate. Yep, the tyres are starting to die a bit. Things are going so well. After 2 laps. It is a technical circuit. I'm also trying to read chat while I race whenever I get onto the straights, which is not that safe when I'm getting relatively longer messages, but still. We'll survive. These tyres will last a little while yet. Be nice to know how many laps a full tank of fuel can get. We're around 50% now, so 5.6. Around 11 laps. I estimate that to be. Brake nice and early, don't want to overshoot it again. Coming up to the Jaguar. Or the TVR, as both me and you would know it. Bandit. Oh, no, understeer. Understeer, no, not again. Why are these tires shot already? They're not even that worn. Here's some more good suggestions there for potential rivalry matches and stuff. It'd be difficult to get myself involved in these sort of rivalry matches though, considering I was planning on having it done from like the replay cameras and stuff like that. Having the footage edited up from there. Now that I think about it, the only actual driving that I do on this channel seems to be in the update streams. A lot of it's just like commentary and stuff. With good reason, because I might suck at commentary, but my driving is far worse. As for the McLaren itself, it's a lot more stable than it was on GT6, I'll say that. Nice little addition to the lineup. Of course, you know, being a McLaren F1, you know, it's sort of vaguely stepping into the more higher end supercar territory, you could definitely say, as opposed to a lot of GT3 machines like, you know, your Aston Martin V12 Vantages and Ferrari 458s. They're like a tier down from this, I'd argue. So some championships in online racing leagues might not choose to have this eligible, which is sort of understandable, I guess. I could definitely understand that if it was the long tail. That's more of a Group 2 car, if that was ever added. My opinion, of course. Also, this is the oldest Group 3 car currently in the game at, is it 1995, I want to say? So it's 5 years older than I am. Oh, I thought we made contact. Oh, as soon as I say that, of course we did. Short tail ran JGTC. Did it? Alright. I know the Lamborghini Diablo ran in JGTC because the Nomad Diablo that we had back on GT6 and backwards all the way to, I want to say, Gran Turismo 3, but I'm not 100% sure that was the first game it was featured on. It was probably Gran Turismo 4. I know for definite it was there, but for some reason there was this one image that I found of like the arcade mode car select for Gran Turismo 3, and one of the cars there was the Nomad Diablo. So I was quite intrigued. Like, either it was a very, very clever Photoshop job to somehow manage to get it to, you know, look like it was actually there in the game, or it was actually in the game. Don't recall which. Although I never saw it in any of my playing of Gran Turismo 3. Never saw it. Like, there was a lot of cars that weren't even available in the dealership that were in the game. Uh, there's some of the dealerships that, you know, you could view them and stuff, but you couldn't buy them, like they had the price blocked out. But then there were also ones that just weren't in the dealership altogether that you had to unlock. They were more like secret vehicles in that sense. Interesting stuff. Yeah, this version is, I believe, comes before the long tail. Because of course long tail technology, or like just stability, is a bit more advanced than just like plain sort of car. I mean, if you can call this a plain car, of course, no doubt has racing modifications and stuff, but if I'm completely honest, the rear wing, as an example, does look very basic. And the front as well. There isn't much of a chin splitter. But of course, 1995, aerodynamics and stuff like that were different back then. More simple. Compared to the more like, sort of curved and stuff like that, rear wings. Still, it handles well. One day I'll actually manage to get that happen right. Overheating issues. Ah. That the issue with long tails? Or at least that one? Maybe. I could sort of understand that, because, you know, the vents at the back here would be further away, so less air getting closer to the engine, I suppose. Anyway, we're all the way up into 4th already, 9 seconds behind the leader. This fuel's actually lasted quite a while. The tyres are really shot now, especially the front left. Is that the flag of Colombia or Venezuela? I don't recall. It's one of those. What should be Ecuador now that I said it? The driver in this Alfa Romeo. So we're making quite decent progress. What is the car that the guy in first is in? It's either an M6. Won't be the Lamborghini. What? It's gonna have to be a car that the AI is normally OP in compared to the rest of the AI. I'm not quite sure what. That might be them down there. That looked like the Vulcan horse. Colombia? Right. Thanks for saying that, Bennett. Okay, we're gonna do one more lap, I think. Yeah, we've got the fuel to do so, might as well. Oh, the leader's in. They're on hards. I think long tails have better stability at high speed. Is the thing, because it's essentially the same basic principle as a shark fin on modern LMPs. It's all like a more surface to sort of keep the car straight. If that makes sense. So yeah, shark fins are essentially the modern equivalent of long tails. I just noticed, is that aluminium foil in the back of the car? Like through the rear window? I don't know. I think I don't think it was that uncommon, if I'm honest, in motorsports to have something along those lines to sort of like reflect heat away from the engine or something through windows. Well, yeah, long wheelbase contributes as well, but actually having a long tail design also helps keep the car in a straight line at high speeds. Okay, must remember that we're pitting this lap. Here we go. I haven't actually seen the pit. Oh my, there's a chicane in the pit lane. I did not see that coming. We'll go for hards and play it safe. Oh, that is going to be an absolute nightmare. If I have to do it again, I will have to do it again. Anyway, we've fueled up, ready to rock. We're no longer first. We're in third. Oh, we're in fourth. We're being done round the inside. Fair play, AI. Fair play. I shall come back at you though. It's over, Humbert. I have the inside. So yeah, should be a 2-stop. This race, quite straightforward. Oh, he says as he nearly bins it. My driving is so awful sometimes. Let's see if I can nail the hairpin. Right there. Okay, go for the late exit or entry, whatever it is. Apex, that's the word I'm looking for. That was fairly decent by my standards. Oh, sparks being thrown up by the underside of the car that's through there. Starting to get a vague sense of how it's controlling again compared to the NSX. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have tapped brakes there. Maybe it'll just lift. Oh, Decker's in the pits. That'll promote me up to second. I'm yet to show the interior of this car, which is something I've done in all the others, so... This is actually a car that I can drive in cockpit view, because the seating position is in the middle. So there's equal amounts of car on both sides and it doesn't skew off my perception. Look at this. I'm hitting apexes in cockpit mode. Wait till CJ hears about this. Just trying to focus still. Humbert's in the pits now, so that's that 458 dealt with for a bit. Ten seconds to get to Fuentes as I run wide, because that's what we do. Actually, no, we don't. We slide. That's what we do. Except the front sliding, so understeer. Oh. See, I can drive cockpit view. It's just the seating position has to be in the middle. I'm just enjoying using cockpit view again, to be fair. I've stopped talking as much since I started using it. I do apologise for that, but that's just how I am. I'm actually not gaining that much time on the guy ahead, so I'm probably driving slower using this, but I'll do one more lap this lap and then I'll switch back, probably, because I seem to be faster, because I'd never seem to use this mode. There's a curve on the outside of that corner there, which might indicate that I need to be all the way out there on the racing line. Actually, we are gaining time there. It was what, 9 seconds? Now it's down to 6. Let's stay in this view. Oh, is that him up ahead? Perhaps. Maybe he's being slowed down in traffic then. Wouldn't like to go off the track in this view. It'd be terrifying. Oh, fun times. Yeah, he's definitely being held up by traffic. I'm not gonna overtake in this camera view. That is just not a good idea for me. Maybe one day, when I actually learn how to drive in real life and I'm used to having more car on one side of me than the other. Who knows? That is just the main issue with cockpit view for me. My brain can't comprehend more car on one side than the other. So anyway, look how simple that overtake was. Now I'm back in regular view to me. Oh, it's a bit disorienting actually, going a bit dizzy after all that concentrating. Ah, my neck. Ah. 2.8 seconds. It is indeed a walk-on horse. A BMW M6, the endurance package spec. So, slightly tamed down acceleration, I want to say, in favor of better fuel economy, and also some different tweaks on the aero package and light package and stuff compared to the M-Power version. For example, the wheel arches have vents in them on the top of them, rather than the smoothed out M6 of the M-Power spec. Oh, it's ran wide. Yeah, the stats are exactly the same and stuff. I think it's something to do with it being the endurance package and the M-Power one being the standard or sprint package or something like that, as well as the slightly different aero and lighting tweaks that they've done. But I did hear somewhere that the walk-on horse does have better fuel economy than the M-Power, and that the M-Power is slightly faster. Also a bit slipperier, interestingly enough. So they are slightly different for being the same car, pretty much. Yeah, the AI always seemed to be really OP in the M6s. Whenever you do like a custom race or something, it's always the two M6s that would just streak away from the rest of the field. But now that this McLaren is in game, that might not be the case anymore. They might have a third car joining them. At least from my experiences with the custom race since the update. Speaking of McLarens, here's another one. 650S. About to be shown up by its older sibling. Around the outside, yep, there we go. Sakai's in the pits. Had a decent amount of fuel on him. Or did he? I don't recall actually. He might have started on nothing, but I only just catch the fuel as I did. Yeah, it's just according to I can't remember who said it. It might have been Witty Professor. It might have just been something I read on GT Planet somewhere, that the walk-on horse does better fuel economy and the M-Power is slightly faster but slipperier. I don't know. But the aero packages are slightly different. I know that for certain because you can visibly see it. Anyway, more than half the race gone, less than half the race to go. Lexus experience, amazing. But not quite as amazing as this McLaren F1. Very conservative on the brakes through there because I just don't want to overcook it. If I'm far enough ahead, I might just slap on some racing softs with like 3 or so laps to go. Low fuel run, see what this thing can do. But right now we're 8.7, oh 8.9, it's going up. So around 9 seconds ahead of the guy in second. Things are looking alright. Second braking marker there. I think it's the third one if you're taking the shortcut course. I think that's why I was getting confused before. If you don't mind me asking, Bandit, what was Autopolis's role in Need for Speed Pro Street? Like, what was it actually used for in game? Just let me know. I am intrigued. Nilsman liked my activity. Thank you, Nils. Shout out to you. It's probably that Delara livery I did for that Bugatti VGT Group 1. Which, interestingly enough, while I was in livery editor for it, I did notice a Delara logo on the stock livery on it, so, you know, it has a Delara chassis apparently. Which makes sense, I guess, considering they do make like prototype chassis and stuff, including the chassis for the Super Formula and the SF19, which will be coming March 28th. You can expect another update stream then. I'll be reading these text blocks as soon as I get onto this straight. Nils like the activity again. Okay, super promotional events, circuit racing, sector shootout. No, not drag racing. Okay. Interesting stuff. Could have had a got on the power a bit earlier there, use a bit more of the road, but I didn't because I am a spanner. We're doing alright for fuel actually. Isn't exactly a track where you use the most amount of power in the world. There are quite a few long straights like that one and this sort of high speed section here. And the one after that sort of very long left-hander. So there are opportunities to get on the throttle and stuff, but they're sort of joined together by these sort of sections of complexity. There's a term that I'm looking for, but I can't think of it right now. Nearly 40 seconds ahead of the guy in second. Now I am using polyphony, I can speak to it, polyphony, or polyphony as I used to call them, balance of performance anyway, so it's not like this thing has an unfair advantage unless it is currently OP. In terms of balance of performance, the Ford GT LM Spec 2 was very much an overpowered car when it first came into the game in terms of balance of performance. It was a straight line monster compared to everything else, and it handled vastly superior as well. But it was pretty much neutralized after about a month or so, so it's alright. Ibisu was also in Pro Street. Is that another circuit? I assume? Must be, given the context. I've never heard of it personally. don't think it's on the Super GT calendar. Could be wrong. Is Twin Ring Motegi even still on the Super GT calendar? I don't know. I don't think it is for some reason. Still find it shocking that Tsukuba was on the Super GT calendar for a while, given, you know, multi-class racing on a very short circuit, which is very twisty and technical, like Tsukuba is. Tsukuba's basically like, I don't know, a very large karting circuit in a way. Oh, it's a drift track, is it now? Interesting. For the longest time I thought BB Raceway was inspired of like a drift-drome, just because of the weird sort of way it's set up. And it is very easy to sort of drift on it, to be fair. I don't know if there's any sort of ovals in the world that are similar to BB Raceway. I know Brooklands has that king, but Brooklands is a lot bigger than BB Raceway. Plus, Brooklands isn't really around anymore. It is just weird, I completely agree, but it's a unique kind of weird, I guess. It's not like it's a bad thing, but it's just different. Anyway, this will be the last lap before we have to pit again, so the fuel is doing rather well. This is what, lap 12 on this stint? If we pitted lap 9, I can't remember. Probably getting all these numbers wrong. Either way, we'll need to pit for fuel and tyres at the end of this lap. Mainly fuel, but might as well do tyres as well. Tyres are holding up a lot better now they're on racing hards, but still really, really worn. Considering such, there are very heavy braking zones here, so it doesn't surprise me that much. A lot of Japanese circuits are actually really, really technical, like Suzuka, this, you know, there's quite a lot of sort of complexity to them. Fuji, you could argue, is a fair bit simpler and higher speed, but that's mainly just because it is known as the Temple of Speed, which is, you know, fair enough. Also, you've got blue flags for GT, please leave me alone. You are not the overpowered car anymore, I am. Oh, Slide McGee as we make our way into the pits. Oh, chicane! Oh dear, no one saw that. Yep, making our way. Oh, look at the cracked front light and everything now. Fantastic. 9 laps of fuel. We'll go for 10 just to be safe. There we go. Oh, we've got 0 laps of fuel there. Oh, that switched. Just does that occasionally. Whenever it gets to 10, it just registers as 0, then it switches to 9.9 again. Weird that. Anyway, nearly 50 seconds ahead of the guy in second, despite that incident. Oh, make that 22 seconds. Yep. 27, 25, 24, 23. Make up your mind, game. It seems to have stabilized at 23. It's weird how BB Raceway's not given its full name in the track's like settings and stuff, which is Broad Bean Raceway. For anyone who didn't know, it's just funny how it's been shown to BB Raceway. It's like, it's even the same amount of syllables. BB, broad bean, same amount of syllables, man. It's weird. Like, why need to shorten it? Especially when you've got Autopolis International Racing Course. That bridge there also reminds me of a twin ring with Teggy slightly. There are some houses up there. Also, I like this grandstand that goes around the sort of second to last corner. Very stadium-esque. You're going into the pit, so I was just following in your slipstream for some reason. Sorry for that, Mr. SLS. Don't know where you are in the order, so I don't know your name. Must be lapping quite a lot of cars then if we're coming up to a Nissan GTR. Those generally are driven by the AI quite well. Come on, blue flags. Honestly, what are we doing here? Okay? Can I have the outside? Thank you. Through here again, more sparks being thrown. I think I've set the car to be a lot lower than stock. This isn't the base setup. It's a general setup that I do to the majority of Group 3 cars that seems to work quite well. And it's worked again here. Let's put the hazard lights on. Because why not? Hello. I'm a McLaren. Don't ask. Do not ask. I was about to say, why haven't the tyres worn that much? I realised we've literally just made a pit stop 2 laps ago. Or 1 lap. No, 2 laps ago. I can't count or read or anything vaguely educational. Has a small brain, and has a good grammars too. I haven't descended into complete madness, although the helicopter is lurking over there on the left. It wasn't like the November update where I started doing ASMR while driving a Tesla and stupid stuff like that, just speaking to the helicopter. That was fun. It was mainly because there weren't really that many people to chat to, but there has been someone to chat to here in the form of Bandito and Joel while he was around, and others who have joined us. Someone's liked one of my activities, not on GT Sport, but just in general. That might be the last update stream, actually, someone watching it through their PlayStation. Unless someone's left a like on this one, I don't know. If you are enjoying this, why not consider leaving a like? I don't know, it's completely up to you. If you're not enjoying it, then maybe a dislike, but if you do dislike, at least leave a comment saying why and how I can improve, you know, constructive criticism. Don't just dislike without telling me how I can improve and all that. Don't say my driving. I know my driving's awful. and I can't really do much about that besides stop talking altogether, but that would make for a relatively boring stream. It is 9:43 p.m. Fantastic. "40 seconds to the leader. I think we will do what I said many laps ago and hit with a few to go on softs. See what we can do. I'll wait a couple laps to burn the fuel load off a bit. Sakai's in the pits. The American. Yep, back to the grandstand to end all of grandstanding. The Grand Slam of grandstands. Again, I keep braking too early, but not taking risks. He says as he uses too much curb and even gets on the grass. Well, the McLaren again, are we lapping it for the second time? I mean, oh wait, no, hold up. Nah, that must be the Ferrari. Yep, it's the Ferrari. Red and orange are on the same side of the colour spectrum, leave me alone. I'm playing this on a PS4 standard, not a PS4 Pro as well, so yeah, that's another excuse. I mean, reason. We don't come up with excuses here on the Nukeshot Motorsport YouTube channel, only reasons. Come on. There we go. Oh, car number 29, my secondary racing number. What's my racing number? 2? Who has the racing number 2 in real life? Or what teams? I don't know. Leave a comment or in live chat if you do know any racing teams or drivers that use the number 2. The number, not the other meaning. Pretty sure every driver, but never mind. I'll stop that topic there. 50 seconds ahead. .51 and running wide. Oh, Rally McGee. Oh, more Rally McGee. That wasn't the intention. Oh, come on, turn. It was almost like I was using my broken controller for a second there. Hopefully this controller isn't on the way out. Exit signs are on the way out, though. That's a good friend of mine once said. Can I lap the whole field? I doubt it. I forgot to pit for the softs. I'll do that at the end of this lap. Someone remind me. Oh, the guy in second's pinning anyway, so that's good. Alright, I know that the Drivers' Champion has the option of either retaining the regular racing number, such as Lewis Hamilton with the number 44, or the option of changing to the number 1. I didn't know about 2 being the number of the second driver in that team though. That's interesting. But yeah, I believe Sebastian Vettel, when he was on his run of 4 world championships, didn't have the number 5. I believe he had the number 1. Could be wrong. Oh, I said I'd pit. And there's the chicane. Oh no, that's not quite as bad as whatchamacallit, Brands Hatch, but still, it is terrifying. Mid-70s, late 80s. Ah, right, okay. Anyway, we're on the softs. No super softs, so Frozone is unhappy. Honey, where's my super softs? Where are my super softs? I know, awful impression. I wasn't trying to do an accent or anything, I was just mimicking the scene. But yeah, good meme. Good meme. Nearly finishing up here at Autopolis, that's the name of the circuit. Radish. Hello to J Mateo BM in the chat, or Hola, I think. Is Vamos Spanish? I don't recall. I actually did take like Spanish back at primary school, or whatever your equivalent would be in the States or anywhere else, I don't know. But I do not recall. It's probably not, or something, I don't know. Bandit might know. Bandit seems to know everything today. Anyway, let's go one lap. Let's see what we can do. Slipstream! Not the optimal entry because the Hyundai was there, but let's see what we can do. 146 is my goal. Can I dive up here? Thank you. Come on. Up 9/10 in sector 2. Ah, right, grade school. Of course. Why didn't I think of it? We're absolutely on it right now, lads. Oh, come on, don't hog the inside line, please. Please. Thank you. Sort of. Ah! That was risky. What's it gonna be? A 145.0. Fantastic stuff. Can we dip into the 144s? Probably not, but let's find out. That was early. At least we have a better entry than the lap before, because no Hyundai. We have a decent amount of clear track ahead as well, so this could be a decent chance. We're down in sector 1. Come on. I think it's going to be close if I don't bottle this last sector. It's a very long last sector, but still. Oh, I am lapping the McLaren twice after all, am I? Please, don't get in my way. Thank you. Oh, bit of a cut, but two wheels still on the track. It's not going to be an improvement. It's a 45.7. But that's the win, and I'll take it. That was fun. Definitely recommend this event if you're looking to learn this track before we get a circuit experience. That's a fair point. We didn't have a circuit experience in this update, which makes sense because... Oh, look at that prize money. Yeah, it makes sense because, you know, Route X was the last update and stuff, but still, you'd expect them to have put something as, like, a vague sort of replacement, like maybe the top speed testing stuff that we had in previous games. Who knows? Anyway, judging by the fact that the maximum amount of events in Championship seems to be 7, and this currently has 6. One more race left, or track rather, to be added to that Championship at some point. 3 to be added to this. I wouldn't be surprised if the next time we get a track, this event gets an extra one, or this one, now that I think about it, the Porsche Cup, which I'm still sad that you can't use any of the older Porsche 911s now that they're added. It's like the perfect event for it. Nice little mix. But that pretty much concludes this update stream. I hope you guys and girls have enjoyed. I've certainly enjoyed it. This update has been fun, as small as it has been compared to some of the other ones in terms of cars. I think of the cars we got, it was a very solid selection. Of course, the Pagani, the Huayra, the Mazda Roadster, the McLaren, the McLaren F1, the Mercedes SLR, and of course the new Toyota Supra. And Autopolis, interesting track choice by the Kazmeister. I'm sold. I fell in love with the place. It's fantastic to drive on. At first, like with any track that I have never driven before, especially in you know, this particular game, it took a very long time in order to learn it, but once I learned it, the flow is amazing. Just so nice to drive on, despite me still making mistakes and stuff. Hopefully those will be ironed out over time. Link to Discord server is in the description of this stream, unlike the last one. Make up for that. So if you're interested in just like hanging out, sharing tunes and tips and liveries and picks, that rhymed sort of unintentionally, then hop on there. I've got a somewhat small community at the moment, as you'd expect. Small channel, small community, but still makes it a bit more personalised, I suppose, at the moment, with it just being smaller of us. And yeah, that pretty much concludes this series of update streams for 1.34. More episodes of Random Race Commentary will be done at some point. Don't know as to when yet. All depends on when I get free time. Livery Workshop, a couple of ideas that I want to do. 2 of which feature the McLaren. Whether or not I just do one on an actual episode, we'll have to see, and then just make the other in my spare time. Again, we will have to see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks again for joining me for these update streams over the last 2 days. This has been offapple, aka Supreme Overlord Radish from Nukeshot Motorsport, signing out. That's all, folks.